Did that like double play for everybody, or was that just
No,
me?
that was just
It was
you.
just you.
Okay, that was weird. Sorry, I don't know what happened. Oh, my internet's wigging out.
Oh boy, here we go.
Oh wait, sorry, I got the cat off the computer. Hi
Stand
everyone,
by.
welcome to Spilling the Comics Wellspring live drawing show with the cats who destroy your audio settings. That's what they did. Booby opened the other video, like the window when he walked on the thing, and so I was here. Dude, stop! What are you doing? He's just attacking my setup right now. But anyways, of course, I'm your host, Brandon Bloxdorf, fighting off cats as we draw every single Thursday night. And with me is my wonderful, spectacular, magnificent co-host, who I haven't seen in what, like 2 weeks, I think? It's been a minute, Max. I miss you.
Yeah. Hello, everybody.
Yeah, no, I wasn't here last week. Was it last week? Or the week before?
Brandon
Time.
has lost track of all time and space,
Dude,
and
so many things happening at once, and we'll dive into it because there's so much to promote and talk about, and congrats people on. But yeah, we have a really great ensemble tonight. We have some returners, some favorites. We have Carl, Rat Race Comics. What's up, dude? That page looks amazing.
Oh, thank you. Page 32. Not
Oh,
going in
man.
order. I've
Crushing
got
it.
40 pages done.
Oh man, dude, yeah, killing it.
Yeah.
Dude, yeah, great work. Are you gonna be working on this page mostly? Are you wrapping this one
Yeah.
up? I
Oh,
mean,
sorry, you can't see. There's one more panel. I'm hoping
oh,
to finish.
cool. Oh man, that's gonna be great. Dude, I love watching your pencil work so much. So thank you for hopping on the show tonight. I know it was a last minute hop on, but I appreciate it.
Sure, no problem.
And then we have our summertime guest. Was it Summer Camp Jade? Actually the show is named after, I don't know if you noticed, it's a Jade Lowder show with guests. You're here all the time. Hi, Jade.
Yeah. Hey everybody. Thanks for having me back. I'm stoked to be able to do some drawing tonight. I haven't got to like draw all day, so this is going to be a nice time to just kind of sit and zone out, talk, and do some drawing.
What are you working on tonight? I know you were briefly mentioning it backstage
Yeah.
right now.
I'm gonna do something I did a while ago on an episode of Spilled Ink, or a couple episodes of Spilled Ink, where I didn't really know what I was going to do then either, and I just essentially just drew myself being murdered by something, and so I'm really been into the Alien Earth show, and so I'm gonna
Can't wait to start.
I'm gonna draw myself with a chest burster popping out.
Nice. Dude, that's hype. Super hype. I'm gonna go on an Alien binge soon too, because we haven't started it yet. But once I do, that's it. But also we have an awesome special guest with us tonight. His name up here is Doodlehoff, but our buddy Russ is hanging out with us. Dude, welcome to the show.
Hey, thank you so much for having me. I've been really excited for this.
Me too, dude. I'm always hyped for new guests to come on. We get to interrogate you. We get to judge your drawings on air.
Beautiful.
But it's so great to have new people with us. So I'm so glad Brandon introduced you to us, and I'm so interested in what you do. What are you working on tonight?
Yeah, actually, have these little animal characters I came up with a while back called the Kawaii League. Animals wearing dapper suits and dresses and outfits, and I haven't played around with them for a bit, so I figured it'd be kind of a fun time to get back into them.
Oh, cool. That sounds fun. Dude, sick. We'll talk all about your books and your comic endeavors and events and all that. I think it's gonna be a good time. Have any of you guys met Russ before? I don't know if anyone in the room already knows each other.
I don't think so. No, I don't think I've had the pleasure yet.
Oh, cool. That's even better. I love people meeting people, so that's a great part of the show. And that's kind of like a lot of our people in the comments. Saboteur Comics says hi. William Ibanez says, what's up, everybody? Victor Mendia says, what's up, everyone? Thanks for coming in tonight, guys. Always good seeing you and drawing with you guys. We have a nice little audience popping in. So, dude, there's so much to talk about overall. I actually, let me tell you what I'm drawing. I'm doing a pinup for our buddy R.D. Murphy, and for his Kickstarter that's going to be launching soon. So I'm doing his character, and I'm going to draw a dragon head right now, and then start inking it. So pretty hyped. But Jade, you have a Kickstarter going on. You want to talk about that a
I
little bit?
do. Yeah. Thanks for giving me the opportunity to talk about it. Yeah. So
Yeah,
I've got a
30
Kickstarter going on right now. It's a horror show, issue 4, The Specimen, and we went live on Tuesday, funded Tuesday, and then got Projects We Love on Wednesday, and now today we're at 200%. So it is. I'm absolutely thrilled with where we're at with this project and how it's been going. So yeah, it's my latest issue of It's a Horror Show, and it's very much a sci-fi, but like 50s cheesy sci-fi inspired kind of story, but still with a fair amount of punk rock thrown into it. Yeah, there are all kinds of really cool reward tiers are available, including a variant cover drawn by Robert Rath, who I'm going to try and get on Spelled Ink in a couple of weeks. Robert Rath did all the promotional art for Goosebumps back in the 90s, and he's just an all-around amazing artist and great guy. And he did a variant cover for my book, which is just like so cool. and yeah, so some really, really awesome tiers. So if you haven't already, go check it out. Go share it with someone that you think might be into the project.
I love it because it's just in time for like spooky season. You timed it really well this year. You have the horror anthology
Yeah,
that's at the
was
printer
the
right
hope.
now, plus that. I'm so excited for spooky season to come up, dude. I'm like itching for it to like hit fall time. I really want. I'm sick of this humidity and heat.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I totally get that. Maybe not the humidity in Montana. It's gonna always just really dry here, but like the heat. Yes, I'm ready for the heat to break for sure.
But Robert, on your book, I think was such a cool. It's such a good video for one. I'm not video. Sorry, I was posting something. It's such a cool variant cover for one. But like his Goosebumps work, dude, it hits me right in the soul. Like that
Yeah,
just trips
it's
me
super
out.
cool.
You have a lot of like popular people in your area, which is shocking.
It's
Like,
it's kind of wild. Like there's a pretty great amount of cartoonists and I mean, I'm not gonna say a great amount because like maybe that's maybe that's not true. There's a handful of really talented artists in Montana.
and the Jurassic Park guy's near you, right?
Yeah, the dude who Alan Grant was based on in Jurassic Park is indeed from my town.
I think that's the coolest fact ever.
Oh, speaking of, I didn't tell you this. So Robert Rath and that guy, his name is Jack Horner, did a book together. Like
What?
a long time ago, and I'm just finding out about that like a couple of weeks ago. And again, consistently, Robert Rath blows my mind.
That is wild.
Milo has been on a huge Jurassic Park kick. It's like one of his favorite like movies from his childhood, and so he's finishing up the third movie right now. And then I told him, I was like, "All right, now next we have to watch Godzilla." He's like, "Okay."
Oh, there you go.
And he's not into Godzilla.
No, I mean, to be honest, I'm barely into Godzilla,
Oh
but
my
I
God.
really want to see Godzilla. Is it Godzilla -0 or Godzilla
-1?
-1? Yeah, but they did a black and white version of it.
Yeah,
And so I want to watch that.
it's so good. I mean, even just the regular, full color version of Godzilla -1 is amazing.
Godzilla's always something that I'm like, I need to watch all the movies. I haven't been on that binge yet. I almost always jump on the train, and I always like, nope, didn't happen. I appreciate Godzilla though. Like, I don't not like him. Or you guys rail me, but
It's an important part of my childhood.
I just got to sit down and watch them all. They all look so sick too. Like the new ones look amazing, dude. But I see the hype. All right, cool. Sorry, my phone was not pacing. You know when you're trying to paste from your computer to your phone because we're all hooked into Apple's ecosystem, unfortunately, and it doesn't do it, and you're just like motherfucker. But Russ, dude, tell us about your projects. I'd love to hear more about like what
Yeah.
you published and everything.
Yeah, for sure. So I'll just say I'm pretty new to the comic scene. I guess I've been doing kind of like zines and posting like really small, short, one single panel, 4-panel comics online for. I guess I kind of started getting back into drawing back in like 2017.
Oh, cool.
And I'd always wanted to finally make something larger. Writing has always been the thing that scares me most. But I recently came across an old comic book that I had made back in 8th grade. And it was this silly little, like each issue was, I think, like 2 pages, like a front and back, and then I made a cover. But it was this character called Ninja Penguin. Very, very Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles coded. Like reading through it, I'm like, there's the meteor coming down, giving him superpowers, which none of that has to do with being a ninja, and yet he is a ninja. And I don't know. I saw that and I felt like this is the thing. This is silly enough and low stakes enough that I think doing a reboot and reconnecting with the silliness of comics is the right project for me to finally like sink my teeth into. So just this past weekend, I finally finished up the cover for it. Everything's done. I just need to upload to Comix Wellspring and get some stuff printed. So that'll be my first comic.
Oh, nice.
Oh, dude, that's so amazing. Oh, cool. That's epic. I love hearing that.
Yeah.
Man, putting out your first book is like one of the wildest feelings ever, especially when you just like get it in your hands and you're just kind of experiencing that for the first time. Like,
Right.
a comic is just, I don't know, it's bizarre. I think all of us have like had that moment here where we're just like, dude, I can't believe. But sometimes you're so ahead on other projects. I'm excited to see what you're going to be putting out in like a year or two to really get diving into process. What really like drove you to like find your structure with these stories? Like, I think I love like discovering the funness in comics. Like that was a big, I think, thing for all of us that we had to rediscover and not be so serious overall. So like, what's the age range you really go for in your demographic? I guess in that sense too.
So this one is definitely family friendly. I guess I'm not entirely sure how young, just because I kind of wrote how I wrote, and I didn't really take age into consideration. Of there's some bigger words than maybe necessary. So I guess we'll see. But Brandon's read through it. Jeff DeMars also.
Little Jeff,
nice.
yeah.
Yep. Both of them were really wonderful in kind of being the wind at my back to keep me pushing through when I wasn't entirely sure about what I was doing. So they've kind of given it the family friendly, I'd say, I don't know, eight-ish and up range, maybe a little bit later. So yeah, and I think I've always wanted to do like a children's book too, so this kind of killed 2 birds with 1 stone. But yeah, I'm not entirely sure where I'll go from there. I've always had some other ideas that are a little bit darker, a little bit more mature. But I think my style lends itself a little bit more to cutesy stuff. Which, I mean, that's not to say that you can't go dark with cutesy. If anybody else has read.
Beneath the Trees?
Beneath the Trees, yes.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I knew exactly where you were going.
Yep, exactly. So,
yeah, I mean, like, that's maybe one of the best books of the last handful of years.
Phenomenal. Have you read the first issue of the sequel?
Rites of Spring?
Yeah.
I have not yet.
I'm so into it.
I don't have a comic book store in my town.
Oh.
3 hours away, and so I have not gotten to read those issues yet.
Wow. No,
I'm very excited to do it though.
it's good. I'm really excited to read more.
Oh man, Beneath the Trees looks wild. I had not seen this before.
Really?
No,
I feel
no,
like
I
I
hadn't.
talked
Oh,
about it.
buckle
Okay.
in.
Maybe I haven't.
I could just be
Yeah, it's
spacing out if you
super-
were talking to me. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Jade and everyone knows Jade and I are close. We just
I
we fucking
kind of
joke.
already assumed that.
But dude, that's so cool. I love that approach. Honestly, like I think going for an all ages type of thing as your entryway is such a good move. No matter what, I think that's just gonna make it easier whenever you're trying to like sell and like lend yourself out to places, tabling. Like I feel like when you start with a mature book,
Mm-hmm.
you've already limited so much of your audience, in that sense. But
Sure.
and especially at cons, I don't know if you plan on doing conventions or anything too, but
Yeah, I'll be tabling at Eau Claire in mid-September. I think that's the 19th, 13th, one of those.
okay.
And then I'll also be tabling at Falcon this year in
I will be there
Minneapolis.
as well.
Excellent.
Yeah. it'll be
Oh,
fun.
rad. Where are you based out of?
Minneapolis.
Okay, so you are with everyone. That's it.
Yeah.
That's rad. Do you do like part of their? I think they have like a comic book group meetup. Do you hang out with them in that
Yes.
sense too? Oh, cool.
Yep, we just had one last night.
Oh, wow. That's awesome.
Rad. I was gonna ask either Jeff or DePillis when he gets back on, but what do you guys do in those meetups? I'm really curious. We kind of just started one here in Winchester, so I'm curious what you guys kind of like. Just go over, do like what happens.
Yeah, some of it is just talking about what we're like reading right now. It could be comics related, it could not be. Talking about what projects we're into. Last night it was really fun. It ended up with Jim Keefe, Jeff DeMars, and I feel terrible because I just met him for the first time last night, but Illuminabi.
I'm spacing. I know there's.
No.
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we ended up like it by the end of the evening. It started to get into like the philosophies behind traditional versus digital drawing and things like that. So sometimes it can, when it gets a little bit quieter, it can get into theory and that kind of fun stuff. But yeah, otherwise it's really just super chill, talking about whatever.
That's kind of cool. All right, that's great. Our first meetup happened just a few weeks ago. We're trying to do like a monthly meetup, kind of covering the same thing. Just share projects if you want to get feedback. We have a little Google Drive going, and I guess networking and just sharing experiences. But also, it's like a comic book support group too, I suppose.
Right.
Hi,
We're all
I'm
doing
Brandon.
this.
I've been on comics for 3 years. And...
Yeah. It's been a hard road, guys. It's but we're still here. Every day is a challenge. I guess it can be. It all depends who you're surrounded with and who you work with. And I think that's what can really make or break your comic book experience. You're with some good people though, like DePillis,
Oh, yeah.
DeMars, and I know Murgo hangs out with them whenever they can. And they're just all so wonderful. So that's really rad. I love, and what a cool group to hang out with too.
Seriously,
Almost all you guys.
so very blessed.
And so what drove you to digital? Do you do a lot of traditional work yourself too, or?
No, I haven't. I used to do more traditional, and then like you were saying, the Apple ecosystem. I got an iPad and started playing with Procreate, and boy, howdy, it just made life so much easier. I'm one of those people that I would buy all the traditional tools, and as soon as I would just see them, I would know that I'd have to set them up, and then I could use them. And then at the end, I'd probably have to put them away or clean them up, and there was just a barrier to entry for me. So I think the digital side really spoke to me, just because if I can't work on a thing when I have the idea, it's not going to happen.
I
You know,
get
that
Yeah.
ADHD brain of just like, as soon as it strikes, you got to work on it, or else it's gone forever.
Totally get that. That's awesome. Yeah, no, I especially the maintenance part. Jade literally yells at me every night
Oh
because
my
I just
God.
started using a nib, and I did clean it the last time I used it. Jade, you'd be so proud of me. I did.
Cool. You're doing the barest of minimum.
Oh, yeah, it's a whole process. I'm trying to like. This is like my last week of traditional stuff because I'm gonna start figuring out coloring and whatnot next week. I didn't know how to draw when we started the show, for the record, so this has all been
Wow.
in the process of like doing it every week. It's been a blast. It's so rad. So next week this is the pinup we're doing, so I need to color it really fast to send it to RD. And so it's gonna be my first like colored piece, and so I got a whole new thing to figure out. And so like with digital, do you just use Procreate then?
For the moment, I did finally get a hold. So I just got a new computer set up. I decided to treat myself. I got Clip Studio Paint. I kind of got it with the intention of like, oh, I know that you can use the panels tool and the word bubble tool. Awesome. Yeah, this will be great for my first comic. And I tried them, and I don't know, there's some sort of user error. I just struggled, and so by the you gave it 10 minutes, and I'm like, nope, just doing everything in Procreate, doing every single thing in Procreate. So I think now that I'm done with this, I can play around with it and not feel the impatience of it. Like I can just try and maybe figure it out. So we'll see if I turncoat on Procreate and spend more time in Clip Studio. But for the time being, it's been the most intuitive tool I think I've ever used.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
What do you use for your file formatting too?
It's a good question. I guess explain that question since I'm such a newbie.
Like if you're getting like your print ready file to send
sure.
out, are you doing it on Adobe or are you using Procreate for that too?
Nope, Procreate for that too. It just converts it to PDF, or you can also convert it to CSP for if I did decide to move it over to Clip Studio, I could do it that way too and still keep my layers and everything. But no, I'm just converting it to flat PDF for when I submit it.
Our friend Javi does that too, and it trips us out because he's the only person I knew before that, like who does file formatting in Procreate, and I think it trips me and Jade out a lot. We were just talking about it recently. We're just like, we're organizing webinars to talk about file formatting, and so we're doing like Affinity and Photoshop, and then we're like, should we do Procreate? And I was like, only like Javi does that shit, man. So I'm always like super curious, like, so maybe we will. Maybe there's like stuff to experiment and learn there. New
Yeah,
tools,
for sure.
But it's such a trip, like when you're thinking about making a comic, and I mean I've learned this, very heavily, but like it's not just drawing and writing, like
Oh yeah.
it's so much more technology and just so many things you kind of have to learn on the side to even get your book in your hands.
Yeah, that's for
What do you-
certain.
What do you think was the most challenging part for you during that process?
Probably still the writing. Yeah. When I was focusing on getting my thumbnails ready, and I don't think I can write it like a script. Like I don't think I can sit down and just like write the script before getting into it. I have to start sketching and figuring out the page as I go. At least for this one, that's what I needed to do. And that helped. I just made like a big document and just started making thumbnails throughout and writing it as I went. I don't know if I'll try it differently next time, now that I've gotten one under the belt, but Still, yeah. I see in pictures a lot more than in words.
Oh, and our boy Rick Lopez just popped in. He said he formats all of his books in Procreate too.
Nice.
Huh. Huh. And he says, and then you have to promote it and yourself on top of all the other work. Yeah. And
Oh
then
my
you have
God,
to
yeah.
promote the convention you're at, and you got to promote your publisher, and you got to promote all your friends on top of that too, which is wild. It's I feel like maybe that's the hardest part of comics. It's just like, oh, now we got to put it out there,
Mm-hmm.
and maintain that excitement for the next year, and to keep it moving.
Well, and good luck getting a good Midwesterner to talk about themselves.
You're saying about the story aspect and whatnot, the writing. I know a couple other artists that do the I'm gonna figure out through the drawing process, and I think it's like a left and right brain way of thinking almost to me. Like, I have to write down everything before I can imagine even panels sometimes.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I have to feel the beat in that story. I kind of, but I'm playing it in my head a lot, but it has to follow a certain rhythm and has to be in words before I could even consider then I'll do layouts. If I'm giving it to an artist, I'll do page layouts of what I wrote and everything, and that's when it really all comes together. But it's such a process.
Mm-hmm.
Have you seen the SCAD, the Savannah College of Art and Design, their comic program? They demand that you write and only write before you start drawing.
Oh, wow.
That would kill me.
Yeah.
I was really upset about that, and then I saw that documentary with Grant Morrison, and he literally writes by doing thumbnails.
Yep.
And then he writes in paragraph form what he drew. So, I mean, any approach can work. You just gotta find the right one for you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I love hearing how people do their stuff. To just for my brain to either be I'm gonna test that out, or it's just no. How do you map out your stuff, Jade? You do a whole...
Yeah, I script it. I do a full script as well. So, I mean, sometimes I'm drawn and messing around, and I'm like, oh, that's kind of a fun character or something like that, and that can that's sparking the idea. But in terms of actually writing the book, I gotta sit down and write it. Because most of the time, I want to write the beats out. I want to write out how page turns. I got to write that kind of stuff out. And I feel as soon as I start drawing, I'm in the weeds, and I need to have big picture for clarity's sake.
Oh, that makes sense.
I do find I start gravitating towards stuff that's fun to draw and not necessarily serving the story.
Yeah, it's same. And so I'm that's why I kind of make myself do the scripting first, because I know I'm going to have a better story, and then I can move stuff around, because once I draw it, I'm well, that's the story, and then I'm moving the story around the drawing, and I'm I think that that's totally fine. You could do it that way, but then I'm well, now the story's different, and it's not what I wanted, and from the beginning, and sometimes I like having that clarity to start with.
That's what I'm writing. I'm wrapping up Fake Your Death right now, and the part I'm on, China and I did there's 4 chapters in it, and every chapter we did it differently. The first chapter, I scripted it all and she drew it. The second one, I just gave her page 1, here's a sentence or 2. Page 2, here's a sentence or 2, and then she drew it all. And chapter 3, I just gave her a paragraph for the entire concept of the issue or the story, and then she just drew she drew it how she paced it out and figured it out. And then the last one, we kind of did a back and forth type of thing, which was fun. But so I'm on chapter 2 where I gave her the quick descriptions, and now I'm writing dialogue over her images, which is it's a challenge because I'm trying to be conscientious of how much I could write that could fit with lettering, and actually serve the page and the story and this like the situation on the page. But the next one's going to be even more interesting, where she paced out the entire story, and I'm kind of going in blind, you know. So I'm gonna like write to her beats. I'm gonna write to her everything, you know. So it's weird shifting who gets in control of stuff like that when it comes to storytelling a lot. Comics, wild. Rick Lopez is just saying here too. You gotta know how to draw, write, letter, color, design, and now manage social media. Yeah, dude, that's I think that's probably the hardest part for all of us, is realizing that too, especially as a solo artist. Like a lot of people in here as well, for most of the part. It's Jade especially, just, you know, pushing a singular brand where you're like, well, I gotta just, if it's gonna happen, this is gonna be the way it's gonna happen.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's where it's like you got to find your community as much as possible, and once you do and start getting that support, that's where it all, at least you get some relief, you know. Takes a village, you know.
Yeah, then things definitely get easier. Like I think if back when I first started making solo comics and whatnot, and trying to put them out and stuff like that, if it wasn't for, you know, getting connected with lesser known comics, and then through them getting connected with other creators and people who can read my scripts or give me notes and or help me with, you know, if I have a formatting issue, or, you know, whatever the case may be, or even just like promoting, like someone just like takes the time and shares something on social media of mine, or you know, I don't know, says a nice word to somebody else about me. It's just like, oh man, that made all the difference in the world for this particular project. And yeah, that stuff, if I was thinking about having to do all of that by myself, you know, like I don't think I'd be continuing. I think it'd be like, yep, I'm done. Like that is too much.
Yeah, no, yeah, it's I feel the same way, to be honest. Apollo wouldn't be where it's at without the team we have right now at all. Like, there's no way, no how we'd be pumping out this many books or doing things. I would probably just do CWS at that point and just try to put out my own little thing every so while. Rick Lopez was saying, watching that Grant Morrison one, Talking with Gods, I've seen the fuck out of that documentary. I love that documentary. Is how I learned to get my books together as well. I don't make any actual scripts. Yeah, that artist brain converting into that is, I love hearing that. And I mean, I grew up as like trying to be a writer. I never thought I was going to start drawing. So
he was one of those guys that couldn't decide which one he wanted to do.
Yeah.
In the beginning, you know, but then he realized his writing was stronger than his art.
Well, and you know, I think something with that too is that, like, indie now is so different than how it was in the 80s or like the 90s and whatnot. I think making comics is so much more accessible, and you can I bet Grant, if he was an indie creator now, he'd be writing and drawing his own books for sure, you know. If he grew up in this era. Yeah But like, then you're just you're just chasing like a singular dream, like of DC and Marvel.
I don't know, it kind of used to be sort of like this a little bit, just in different areas, right? Like there's the we can look at like the Image and the Vertigo guys, or like the industry Marvel DC guys, but there was a whole other world of independent comics and underground comics that like was successful, and people were living off that. And then even before, separately from that, there's all the zinesters and the zine history of people just doing their own things and like handing it out to people, and then doing mail order systems where like maybe you'd happen upon a magazine from across the country and like it, and so you just like order a subscription, and then it would spread that way, right? It's just the system wasn't social media, and it wasn't as easy as like logging into your phone. But if you were into it,
Yeah.
you were going to find a way to find that stuff, you know?
I don't know how many of those people
Yeah,
are making a living though.
What did you
True.
say?
I don't know how many of those people were making a living.
Just
You'd be
solely off of
surprised.
that. Yeah.
Yeah, you'd
Mark
be
Crumb
surprised.
had quite a bit of money, and then Disney sued him into bankruptcy. He drew a picture of Mickey and Minnie.
I did hear about that.
Too much
Yes.
fun, and yeah, they took him for every penny he was worth.
That is wild. I need to watch that Crumb documentary. It's on Tubi right now. I've been wanting to watch it.
It's good. It's super depressing.
Yeah, I've heard.
Not
'Cause
just
I-
because
I-
of like depressing about like making comics, more just like, man, his like family life growing up was like a mess.
Oh man, that's rough.
I'm just started the Crumb biography by oh my gosh, Nadal, and it's already like, oh my gosh, this guy like really had kind of a tough childhood.
I didn't know that. I didn't know a lot about Crumb. I'm one of those people who discovered Fritz the Cat because I was a really big Ralph Bakshi fan. So
Yep.
like that was my gateway, man. Because I was like binging Fire and Ice and American Pop. Dude, American Pop is like one of the greatest movies ever made.
American Pop, I remember that was one of the videos my family had in our like big collection of VHSs. And I remember watching that when I was in middle school and was just so enamored, so awestruck. And I loved it so much that I went to one of my history teachers and I was like, hey, this movie is fantastic. It's about American history. I think we should watch it in class. And I told her about it. And she like the next day, I don't know. I thank goodness she did her homework because she's
Oh,
like,
man.
no, we're not showing this in school.
It's amazing. Oh man, I bet. Yeah, dude, it's such a wild story. Like it's so like fucking powerful too, man. I think that's probably my favorite Bakshi film. I know a lot of people say Lord of the Rings, but that was just really fucking goofy at a certain point too. But still good, and Fire and Ice is dope. I think just the Frenzetta element really adds a lot to it, but I'd still say like Fritz the Cat is maybe better than Fire and Ice.
Mm.
Wizards, I think, is under American Pop for sure. Or if not better, I don't know. It's hard to decide. I guess nobody's seen those movies, and like it always throws off Jay on what movies I have seen and haven't seen.
It 100%. Sometimes I'm like, really? How have you not seen this? And then other times you're like talking about Ford Fairlane, and it's like, all right, man. Like,
Everyone should watch The Adventures of Ford Fairlane. For the
Don't-
record. I think everyone.
don't give these recommendations on air.
You don't want it over.
I think there's things that we can keep to ourselves, Brandon.
I'm gonna put Ford Fairlane on the Inktober prompt first.
Oh my god.
Let me bounce to the chat real fast. No Bunk says, hi everyone. Hello, thanks for tuning in. Rick Lopez is saying at the time when he was coming up, he could either write his own stories or draw other people. Oh, referring to Morrison. Yeah. I love that. Air Pirate funnies too. I forgot where we were in the combo when that popped up. Air Pirate funnies. I don't know. I'm sorry. I love you, Rick. Saboteur Comics. Wait, was that Wally Wood? Oh no, we were talking about Crumb at the time. William Ibanez. Crumb biography is insanely depressing. I'm not even a quarter through. Yeah.
Yes. I mean, it's really interesting. It's so interesting. But like, yeah, it's rough. I mean, the movie is also as just as depressing.
It's crazy that he just like hated Ralph Bakshi so much for what he did with the Fritz the Cat animated movie. Like,
when I was in school, a lot of the old teachers knew Bakshi or knew people that worked with him, and they said he was not a pleasant person to work with.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he had a really bad reputation. Not for what he
Oh.
produced, but the way he made it. He ruffled a lot of feathers.
That's wild. I didn't know that.
I could kind of see that.
Yeah.
That's why
He had
one
a
of them
vision.
kind of fell apart too. I guess he promised a lot of money, he didn't deliver and stuff like that. Treated workers badly.
Oh.
That's
oof.
a pity.
That sucks. Cool.
But, what he was trying to do, like the whole industry was pretty much against it. So I think it took kind of a jerk to get it done.
That's wild. Yeah, I knew he lived outside of or in Santa Fe, so I used to live in El Paso. So whenever I'd go up there, I'd always be like, "Am I gonna run into like George R. R. Martin and Ralph Bakshi like at a donut shop or something?" You know?
Where's the novel? Where's the
Yeah.
novel, Martin?
Have you guys read the Game of Thrones books before?
No.
I've discovered recently I don't think I'm one for fantasy. It's a just a genre that I haven't been able to get really into.
But like
I-
you read Lord of the Rings, right? Like, come on.
I mean, yeah, it's fine.
It's fine. Oh my God. All right. Well, this is the rest of the episode now. Here we go.
Oh boy. I've been listening to the audiobook Lord of the Rings while I draw. Andy Serkis does it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Good.
It is
My-
so much fun.
I've been listening. My wife's been listening to that too, so I've heard a bit of it.
Yeah, it's free on the Internet Archive,
Hmm.
Oh, I didn't know that. That's rad.
and it'll take up a lot of time for you.
Yeah, when I was working at Aldi, I would listen to audiobooks all the time because that's like that was the only way to really pass the time sometimes because you're just doing like tasks and whatnot, so it's either music or audiobooks, and I blasted through like that Brandon Sanderson series, Stormbringer and Oathbringer and all that type of stuff up until the last book, and I really hadn't explored fantasy novels, either physical or audible wise before that. I was always like a sci-fi kind of person.
I will
But
say,
it's-
given all that shit, other than Tolkien, I am not a fantasy person.
Yeah.
It's hard.
truth
to
comes
find,
out.
like,
Yeah.
you got to find your gateway. I guess I don't know how considered fantasy it would be, but do you guys ever read any like Gene Wolfe books?
Crickets.
No.
Nothing. That dude was like a big. It was like, I guess like sci-fi fantasy in a sense, but he like was a big inspiration for a lot of writers after that. He was kind of like the way Michael Moorcock was, but he did a really cool one called The Shadow of the Torturer, and that stuff was wild. It's a little dense, or Shadow in the Claw, I think. The Book of the New Sun. That stuff. If you want to try to give a fantasy thing that has like a,
I mean, I am like a big D&D player, like and D&D fan. So it's just like,
yeah,
there's fantasy adjacent thing, but in terms of like lit fantasy lit, no,
yeah.
like zip, nada.
Yeah, I get what you mean. It's overwhelming. It's like trying to find sci-fi stuff, which is why like I stick to certain recommendations, or just like with comics, there's a lot out there. Do you guys read sci-fi books at all, like novels or anything, or have you? Wow.
If it ain't got pictures, I ain't reading it.
Love that. I grew up like a total literary nerd too, so like I have an extensive like comic and book collection.
I mean,
There's not a lot of
in terms of literature, like actual like novels and stuff. I read a lot of novels, but I read a lot of boring novels, like probably stuff that maybe folks have read. I read all of Karlova Nosgard's My Struggle series, which is like this 4-part, multiple 1,000-page autobiography, like of this dude from Norway, Marcel Proust, Kerouac. I read like most of the beats, like the Beat Generation stuff. Lots of nonfiction when it comes to like books without pictures.
I pretty much read, like, if we're talking about novels, I pretty much read everything that's like not romance.
Yeah, vibes.
Lately I've been reading like nonprofit punk magazines and like anarchist rags and stuff like that. And that's what I've been bringing to work for my reading material,
I like that.
which has been a lot of fun.
Read this really great
called
one. Sorry, go for it.
The Philosophy of Punk. You probably like that one a lot.
Ooh.
Okay, yeah, I'll put that on the list.
I was
Yeah, I
gonna
love
mention
those, like-
another. Oh, sorry, go for it, Brandon.
I would say just those like punk music history books. I love that type of stuff. It's always-
Speaking of that's exactly what I was going to mention. There was one about the Berlin punk scene, like East Berlin punk scene, and it like so good, so interesting to learn about like the early days of punk and to hear what was kind of making it over into Germany and stuff like that behind the wall, and just about how the punk scene grew under that kind of like very strict authoritarian kind of like rule. Super interesting, probably very timely.
Yeah, see, here's like, this is Razor Cake, which is California-based nonprofit punk zine. Super cool, really cheap issues, and they do like prisoner issues and stuff like that. Here's like an anarchist rag. So this stuff's crazy, but a lot of it's like more bookworm academic, like talking about utopian systems and like community driven defense and things like that, rather than like how to make a car bomb or whatever the heck. 'Cause that's what people imagine when you say anarchist.
Anarchist cookbook.
Yep. Well, I have a copy of it, and it's mostly bullshit. But
Yeah, I mean,
but that's what people imagine, right? Is it's like how to make napalm is
Yeah.
this stuff. When in reality, it's just like a bunch of old nerds with beards talking about philosophy.
Literally though, right? Yes. Amazing.
Oh, I found that Love and Rockets book that was about wrestling. I think I mentioned that.
Whoa, Nelly. I'm not gonna lie. I appreciate the art and their contribution. It's been hard for me to get into Love and Rockets, dude.
you even have a Love and Rockets T-shirt.
You're wrong,
do.
Brandon.
Yes, again. Here we go.
It's because I met Gilbert at Comic-Con, and I got a book signed when I picked it up, and I was like, dude, I'm fucking hyped to get into this. And then I've given it a couple shots. I really appreciate a lot of it, but I'm not like a wrestling person in general. I like a lot of the music aspects, but
which
it's hard for
brother
me
are
to
you
burn
reading?
through. I've checked out the first 2 volumes, and that's where I was like, oh well.
So, I don't know that you need to read Love and Rockets in order. I think you can jump around. What I found is like if you don't like one brother, jump to the other brother, and you're gonna find something. Like if you're not a big fan of Gilbert, try Jaime. Like you're gonna see very different visual storytelling. Like I've found I prefer Jaime's stuff like a lot more.
What stuff did Jaime do?
He did most of like a lot of the punk rock stuff. He's got some wrestling stuff in there, but it's way more of the punk rock and like slice of life stuff.
Yeah,
So
he
am I
did
this?
this book. But the thing with this one is like the girl in it loves, if I remember right, I read it a long time ago, she loves comics. So she ends up getting into the wrestling because, the same stuff you talked about, Brandon, but they're wearing costumes, they're doing battle, like it's
yeah.
a soap opera, all that.
Love that. Yeah, I think that's what I gotta do. I was thinking I do need to bounce around a bit more, and I was like, okay, so I'll go to volume 2 instead of volume 1. I didn't really bounce very hard. I just just kept a volume, but I would definitely look into it more because I know I've read snippets of random stories, and I was like, I really enjoy this, but then like what I've picked up, I'm just like, it's good, but
Yeah, I would attest that it's because there's maybe a brother that you're not a big fan of their art or their
I
storytelling.
haven't gotten too much into the punk rock stuff at all, so I think that's what I got to jump into, like, and find those volumes. William Ibanez was saying Death of Speedy, that's a good story, or The Love Bunglers. Oh, Brandon DePillis says, "Oh, the peeps popping in to say hi." Hey, Brandon DePillis. I forgot who I was telling you. I was like, yeah, DePillis like wore himself out and he like couldn't hang out tonight. And they're like, what does he do? And I was like, I can't imagine him doing anything too wild, to be honest. I think he just like did some crazy carpentry stuff or was like with his family and they just like had too much fun and now he's tired. I can't imagine Brandon doing anything crazy.
It shows what you know, like he like.
I know
He
Brandon's
was
like
involved
the
in like a
craziest, like
crazy drug sting or something like that.
You didn't know he's moonlighting as a vigilante?
Yeah,
He's the carpenter.
is that carpenter.
that'd be pretty good.
Oh,
I'd read that. I'd read that.
probably the worst thing, COVID. That's lame. I get that. I got COVID
Yeah.
right after Warped Tour, and it was like I was just fucking tired the whole time. I didn't want to do anything. I think I'm gonna start eating this now.
I'm so far behind tonight. I redid my hand a billion times, and then I eventually just decided I was just like, I don't like the way the hand is curling, so I just put a hot dog in my hand.
It's hard to see because my lighting just really takes out my blue line like completely. But look at the hand I did. It's a pretty cool hand.
I think that's gonna be my
Nice.
new like McFarlane. Instead of like when in doubt, black it out. It's gonna be like when in doubt, put a hot dog in it.
Put a hot dog in it. I love that because then whenever like I read one of your books soon and I see a hot dog,
Just be a friggin' hot dog.
dog.
I put a lot of like fast food in my books. There's always soda cans or like we talked about this once. So like oh my god. Well, it's not a can. It's just like a fountain soda. What does it come in? What do you call it? Oh my god. Just a cup. There it is. There's the word. Jeez, it's 3 letters, Jade. A cup. A freaking cup. I'm tired.
You have the audacity to rip on me for stuff. All right.
Well, you're saying buck wild stuff up like that is premeditated. I feel like I'm just tired. You're over here talking shit about Love and Rockets, and Max, sick him.
It's okay. I'll take the heat off of you.
Don't do
The
this.
Two
Don't do
Towers
this.
is mid. I don't know.
Oh my god.
Damn. Yeah, dude, thank you. If I dodged that bullet, he couldn't have come after me now, so good luck.
That's rough to hear. That's very
I
rough.
kid, of course.
Did you check out the Rings of Power?
Me?
The Amazon show?
Or
Any of you?
no? No.
I
No one
watched
else?
the first episode a long time ago, but I want to go back to it.
Couldn't get into it.
It's okay. The Rings of Power is like the mythology behind the Lord of the Rings universe, so it's very dense. It's like along the lines of the Silmarillion, if you've actually like
Mm-hmm.
read
Yeah.
Tolkien's other works, you know. So it like the Silmarillion reads like the Bible, but once you like start understanding what he's saying, you're like, oh, okay, I got it. But it takes a second to get adjusted to it. And the Rings of Power stories come from like that era of Middle Earth and stuff like that. So
I thought you were going to say the Rings of Power are like if Ryan Johnson directed Lord of the Rings.
yeah. So I haven't read or I haven't watched the Rings of Power, but I would like to go back to it, especially after reading the Silmarillion.
I've seen the first season, and I wanted to give it another chance to see season 2 because season 1 was okay. I'm not gonna lie, it was all right. I don't know if I want to rewatch it because it depended on a lot of. Oh, you think it's this, but no, it's actually this. But you were right. But you were right, actually. Like you're kidding.
You were
like,
totally right.
yeah. And it just a lot of, and it just happened too much for every episode. I was like, oh, they try to psych us out again, and they didn't psych us out. That's cool. Like, and it was just predictable. But also, they altered so much. Yeah, right. Like, they also alter so much from the Silmarillion that you're like, oh, okay. Like, if you are a fan of it, you're gonna hurt a little bit, but that's all right. Have you read the Silmarillion, Jade?
I have not.
So you're not a true fan.
Name every chapter of the Silmarillion.
Yeah.
Go.
I read Sauron Defeated. Does that count?
That's cool. We actually, Lex and I went on like a YouTube binge on Lord of the Rings history at one point. That was just it's dense, dude. The whole history. I know more about these fictional worlds than like our own like world history, which is insane too. Say a lot about the Star Wars timeline. I mean, because Star Wars is a topic we could all get along about for sure. You know.
Don't do this, Brennan. Don't do this. Not like this.
Do you, Russ, like, since your characters are more animal based,
Yeah.
do you look for like entertainment to like inspire like how you like design them, or like how you turn like anamorphic and whatnot?
Sure. You know, it's funny because I never clocked how often I drew like animal characters and stuff like that until my wife like pointed it out. At least for what I've been drawing, the style that I do for this Kawaii League, definitely inspired by like Hello Kitty, Sanrio. You know, this one kind of broke a little bit more from that mold. But like the other ones that I've done are, you know, much more big bobble-headed stuff. I will say, like, I just saw Illuminavi's comment, skating on thin ice. Yeah.
Oh, I just saw that.
Yes. yeah. Par for the course for me. No. What was I saying? I think it's especially for Ninja Penguin, the inspiration definitely came from like UPA style. Like I really love mid-century modern. I really love partly because I'm lazy, partly because I just think it's so much more fun to be able to draw like without caring about anatomy too much. So I really like blobby characters. You know, for Ninja Penguin, he is constantly off model. Just squishy and moves in the way that feels right when I drew the panel. So I think that's definitely like leaning a little bit more towards like mid-century UPA style, with a little bit of inspiration from, I'd say, like 90s cartoons, or I guess maybe even early 2000s, because There's something about the style that reminds me. I was just remembering it for the first time in years. Does anybody remember I think it was Cartoon Network. It's Camp Laszlo.
I love
yeah.
Laszlo, man.
Yeah. So I think that there's a bit in there that kind of reminds me of Camp Laszlo. So I feel like I must have plumbed my subconscious for that, which is funny because I also realized that the villain, the antagonist in it, he's a duck that got lost in the Antarctic, and also gains powers from a meteor.
Oh wow.
And but in my head, I realized that his voice claim, like when I think of if I was thinking about a voice actor, it's gonna be a platypus from Camp Laszlo, who I also realized is voiced by the same guy who does Plankton from SpongeBob.
Oh my gosh, it's wild.
Yeah, and so I was like, I guess I took a lot more inspiration from this than I realized. But
See, that's so cool. I love hearing stuff like that. I love hearing about things I would have never thought of before. You know what I mean? Like that's such a cool way to like look at stuff and looking at your character designs. Like it reminded me a lot of like I don't know, like Foster's Home for Imaginary Children.
oh yeah, yep.
And stuff like that. That's so cool. I
Thank
definitely
you.
get that Cartoon Network vibe behind it.
Yeah, but we are who we were raised with.
Dude, honestly, yeah, I love that's how. And I mean, I don't know. I feel like that's such an appealing thing to both, like, younger and older audiences, where it's kind of like a flashback, like to what we grew up on, but it's kind of pulling kids in at the same time.
Yeah, for sure.
Where did you start like really getting like experimental with like your designs? Was that like a happy accident? Did you just kind of like work your way towards that? Was that like a goal of yours?
I'm trying to think back. There was I do remember there being a time when I don't remember where I saw it or how I became like hyper aware of like mid-century modern styles, but I started to play around with lineless, just color blocking. Color was something that always scared me. I never felt confident with color.
Vibes.
Yeah, and so it was kind of a way for me to start just pushing and focusing on picking color palettes and seeing how they work together and what felt good. I think it was just something that I started playing around with that style more, and it felt so natural and felt so right, I guess. Like I didn't have to, it didn't feel like I was struggling to play around in that space, and so I just kept leaning more and more into it. Yeah,
I get that. No, I think that's such a great way, like on how you discover a style or a vibe you go for, is that you just kind of see what comes out and you just kind of ride that wave and be like, all right, let's just kind of progress. And when you do fight against it, that's where you might get frustrated or discouraged, or you kind of hate your work a little bit more.
Of course, that also.
Jade, do you think that makes sense?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I think I've talked about it on this show, like that idea of, I think the combination when you really find what works for you is when you find that perfect intersection of like what your hand naturally wants to do and where your ideas link up. So it's not fighting what you're capable of or anything like that. It's still growth. Like I think that there's room for growth always. But
Absolutely.
It's definitely like finding that happy intersection between what your hand naturally wants to do and what your brain wants to imagine, wants to come up with.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that. Dude, I opened a new bottle of ink for this episode, right? I didn't realize like my old ink was like so dry. Apparently, like it was like thicker than this ink. It was like muggier. It would clump faster. And I was like, oh, maybe I just was using a really old bottle of ink this whole time. This is smooth. This is a lot faster. So I'm Russ. I guess for context, I just started using this
Mhm.
nib pen like one
Nice.
drawing ago. I guess I should show that drawing because everyone's been watching me draw it for the last like 3 weeks.
Show it off.
Yeah,
Show
let me go
it
get it
off.
from downstairs real fast.
Don't worry, we
my
will be
legs are
deathly
asleep.
quiet the entire way.
Yeah.
Everyone just hears me walking through my house.
At this point, I'm like pretty sure that if I was a burglar, I would know how to navigate Brandon's house. Like, I maybe in the dark.
That's where your mind goes.
Yeah. If I wanted to murder Brandon, I'm pretty sure I could do it without the lights on.
Let's see if I could position it right. But yeah, I did the
Yeah.
font.
Nice.
Nice little crowd scene.
Oh, that's so cool.
Got our Captain Apollo Kirby homage going on. I didn't like.
Yeah.
It was a lot of fun. But yeah, I was working on this for a couple weeks. Kind of crazy. This is the wildest cover I've done so far too.
That's really
pretty
cool.
sick.
That looks great.
Thanks. Thank you. It was Saboteur. Yeah, Saboteur hung out with like 2 episodes where I did that. And yeah, I used just my Pentel brush and this nib pen. It was my first time really trying it. So a second time. I did the Supergirl to test it out and I fucking hate it. So I'm not gonna show that. One of those drawings where you're just like, well, yeah, that's why you know not everyone's a good one. I learned a lot though.
Fun fact: Joe Kubert told us he never threw out a brush or a pen nib. He would just
really?
repurpose them as they wore out. So like
Tool-
a
tool's
messed
a
up
tool.
brush would just become something he did for fur texture or something like that.
Oh.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Literally, tool's a tool. Yeah, you're right. 20%. Yeah, I think all this type of stuff, you're just like, oh, this just changed textures, not like usability. I kind of like using this nib though, because it gives me the lines I've been wanting. And I kind of like not having, I think I can just buy ink now. Like that's kind of cool. Jade's like laughing, like, you fool, you don't understand.
No, I mean I'm laughing in agreement that like I love all the nitty gritty shit that like comes with traditional inking and stuff like that. Like I love it. It's just I don't know. Like my dad was an auto body technician, and so he'd come home and he'd like paint cars and stuff, and he'd come home smelling like car paint. And if you don't know what that smell is, it's so similar to the smell of like ink. And so there's something so comforting to me about that smell
Aw.
of just like a bottle of ink. And it's just like, oh man, it just takes me right back to being a kid. And I'm like, all that stuff with it. I'm just like, man, I love buying ink. I love, messing with that kind of stuff. It's great. Whiteout, all of it.
I love that.
Jade's just like, I really love whiteout though. You know what I mean?
I mean, I don't do other drugs, but I'll fuck around with some whiteout. It's my one high. Don't take this from me.
I'm an artist.
Give me that Sharpie
okay?
back.
That explains a lot about art teachers now. Like, no, you don't have drugs, but been around this open can of paint all day, though. You know what I mean? That's why it's digital. That's why it's all digital now. because of our
What's
teachers.
What's my grade, professor? Shut it. Just shut it, Timmy. I got a massive headache.
Where's the cyan? I need the cyan.
I'm just sitting here staring at a bottle of Noodler's ink that I have that I'm pretty sure is close to voting age.
Dude, I have a bottle of Noodler's ink too. I don't use it. I am not a fan of it. I tried it.
Hate it.
I had it for a calligraphy pen, and I just
Mm-hmm.
it wasn't black enough. You know what I mean?
Sure. I mean, I got it's Heart of Darkness. I actually really like it. It's just, again, I never use any of my traditional stuff, so it just continues to linger.
Just rots.
Yep, it just sits there. Someday he'll play with me.
Noodler will play. You know. Yeah. It's so interesting going and like trying to like learn the tools for everything. I totally see the ease of digital. I just another learning curve though.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, that was one of the things we talked about last night. It's like I'm convinced that if I spent as much time drawing traditionally as I have drawing digitally, I would be a much better traditional artist. It's just how much time I've spent in a different tool.
Yeah.
My
Dude, that's
argument
why, like-
for traditional is that I've never had a traditional tool disappear. But all the time I spent learning Quark Express, was a total freaking waste. Like,
Yeah.
That's true. That's
Yeah,
true.
absolutely.
Especially with the subscription model of a lot of them, it's just like, this is the way that I've done it, and this is really handy. And then like version 3 or whatever, or the latest version of that year comes out, and you're like, oh, and it's gone. Like, cool. Now I got to learn how to do that all over again.
Yeah.
or pay $20 a month for it.
Yeah, exactly.
That is the I went with Procreate too because of that, where I was like, oh, I just got to buy this once. That is a pro, and I've gotten some like brush packs like from True Grit. Maybe I could.
Oh, yeah.
We gotta message me after the show. I have a link for sure. So I try to play with some of those brushes. I just gotta, like you said, time devoted. I've messed around with it a little bit. I did a couple cool drawings, and I was like, I don't know what I did because I was just like, fucking around the whole time. But it's I'm gonna learn next week. I got a color, so I gotta get a little decent. It's the pencil, you know what I mean? Like the tool, what I physically feel, and what goes like the texture on the screen. I should get one of those paper texture screens.
Yes,
And,
I highly endorse. That's what I use too.
yeah, I think that's gonna help me like immensely with stuff like that. So
For me, it's always been the latency. Like, I can't get over it.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, me too.
I can see that. Saboteur saying, what's everyone's go-to traditional ink? Right now, I'm using the Speedball Super Black. I just feel like it's trusty, and I rolled with that to learn how to use a nib.
Same. I
Yep.
like the Super Black. It's pretty consistent. You don't like other inks. You might have to do a little bit of like adding in some solvent and whatnot, or dry medium and stuff like that to get the body you want. But Super Black flows really well in brush and nib, and so you don't have to fuss with it a whole lot.
Yeah, I'm enjoying it. And if it's really old, it still works great. It's just a little clumpy, and you have to be cautious. So that's about it. That's all I learned. I think this might be one of my fastest drawings I've ever done, which I'm kind of excited for because I started this like late last night. I started like at 9 p.m. and I haven't drawn since. I mean, I knocked out the inks this past weekend, but that was it. That's all I've drawn in like the last week. it's fun to like pencil it one day and then I'm gonna ink it tonight because Lex got Thai food and it's already here, so I'm pretty hyped.
Trying to figure out what I would say if a chest burster all of a sudden spontaneously popped out of my chest. I'm not sure.
Ouch.
Yeah, I mean, I think I can make it funnier, but I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, 100%. Like that, you know.
Quit it! That's my hot dog.
Holy shit, that's pretty good.
Yes, that's it.
Oh my god, especially if I just had a little one of these, just drew a hot dog in midair.
Yeah.
But should I call it? You know, its youth name, or should I call it a hot dog? Should I refer to it as a glizzy?
There's a restaurant in DC called Glizzy's, and I was just
I
like,
hate it. Oh my god. I want to love it, but I hate it. I hate it so much. Mainly because I feel like I'm just being razzed for like how much I love tubular meat. You know what I mean?
I can't wait to watch Alien Earth. Like, I'm really hyped. What's funny is that like I guess it was all last week. Like Lex and I were like, "Oh, it's out. We got to put it on." And we're like, "Oh, it hasn't come out yet." And then it came out, and then we went by the ad, and I was like, "Oh, it's not out yet." And then it turned out it had just come out that day, and we haven't gotten a chance to sit down and watch it. The one time we had a chance, I was like, "Oh, it's not even out yet," and it indeed was.
Yeah, I finally got to. I watched the first episode last night, and I really liked it.
I was a little scared because I know it doesn't follow continuity of any sort. Like it just blows off Prometheus and Covenant and all that, and Romulus. But
what it's doing is really interesting, and like you know, one of the other cool things too is that there's an homage to like the Nostromo and like the whole like mother and that like the computer being housed in like its own separate room and stuff. Like they go back to that, and I'm just like, oh, I love that. This makes no sense, and it's glorious.
Yeah.
Why would it be housed in its whole thing? Would it make more sense if you could just access Mother through the entire ship? And other Alien movies figured that out and like, yeah, that does make more sense. And this one is just like, let's go back to how stupid that is. It's like, I love that.
Yeah. Love that. Yeah, I need to draw a Xenomorph again. That's what we started the show on because I was on the big Alien kick last year.
Oh yeah, I watched that one.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, oh yeah. Oh yeah, DePillis was on that one. Yeah.
Yep.
That was great. That's still one of my favorite drawings, dude. But I need to draw one again. It's been since last year since I've attempted it.
Yeah, I think the Alien comics are just as good, if not more so.
Oh yeah.
Like I really like them. The Alien Superman is so good. It's so good.
That's a Bernie Wright's
like,
book too.
Why is this good? I don't know, and it just is.
The Batman one is good too.
It is. I totally like the Batman one. The Mignola, it's not like Hellboy or anything, but it's drawn by Mignola and then written by Kevin Nolan, and it is. I really like that one.
Yeah, that it's Wrightson Superman, I think, for Alien. I believe he drew that one. He drew one of them. I'm positive because I remember seeing a Xenomorph drawing by him. That's all. It looks like a dinosaur, dude. It's so realistic. It's wild. And that's just like, have you read the Dave Gibbons Batman versus Predator?
Yeah, I think I actually did.
That's a good one too. It's this really cool armor in it. I have a NECA toy from that.
Dude, son of a bitch.
What's your preference over Predator versus Alien?
Alien all day.
Alien.
Alien
Yeah.
all day. But I mean, Predator is fun. I mean, one of the Predator movies is called Prey.
Yeah, it was real
and
good.
that one is so good, and I think that's just like really inventive filmmaking, and it came out during COVID, and I feel like when just like no new movies were happening, and then when that one came out to streaming, I was like, oh, bless you. I needed this.
They kicked themselves for not putting that out in the theater.
I know.
I think that's why
They
put
almost
that
need
Alien
to.
movie out in the theater.
They need to re-release that. I think it would crush, because that
I
was
think so.
awesome.
Pretty sure I just heard a gunshot. That dude who did Prey is supposed to be working with the guy who did Romulus, the director, to be doing like a newer AVP type of thing, apparently.
That'd be cool. I'd be game.
Yeah. So down for that.
I mean, I still like the OG AVP, like the set in Antarctica
Oh, yeah.
stuff. Like I know it's not a good movie, but it was a fun movie. It was real fun.
Yeah, it was fun. Yeah. It's a little ridiculous, but it still worked, I felt.
Oh, totally.
It's way better than the sequel too. The sequel, you can't even see the alien. It's the color correction on that's so bad. It's just dark. What are your thoughts on like Covenant and Prometheus?
I really love Prometheus. Covenant was a step down, but I still like both. And then I thought Romulus was like almost perfect.
Oh,
Just about as perfect as possible.
I agree with all that.
Like, I still rewatch Prometheus because I think it's a really interesting movie, and the cast is absolutely stacked.
Yeah.
I rewatched Prometheus and Covenant probably just as much.
The funny part about Covenant for me was just like how much funding they put into their like promotional stuff. I mean, James Franco's in that movie, but he's only in the promotional stuff.
Yeah.
So like they did all these like videos and stuff like that before the movie came out on social media that James Franco heavily featured in. And then the movie came out and he dies in the first 30 seconds of the movie.
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, that's how much money they poured into that. If they could afford James Franco for essentially just like 30 seconds of the actual film. He doesn't even say anything. He just burns to death. That's it.
Yeah, he just burns to death. I would say, he's gone right away.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah, if you haven't seen it. I like the aliens and the xenomorphs in that one in general. Like, I like how they connected like the fate of everyone and stuff like that.
Yeah,
but you're right. Prometheus is definitely superior because what it gave us, but I still love that shit.
Just like Noomi Rapace was so good in it. Like she was just so good.
I was like holding my breath while I was like inking that part. I was like, yeah, get that.
Finally onto inking, but I don't know that I'm gonna get it done before the end of the show.
Time is it? It's maybe.
Yeah, overthinking how much I can ink.
I think I might just I have this whole dragon head. Maybe. We'll see. I'm pretty hyped for this like random dragon head I drew purely from references of RD's Kickstarter.
It goes live next Wednesday, right?
Next Tuesday.
Next Tuesday, my bad. Yeah.
Yeah.
Is he going to be on the next episode of Spilled Ink?
He should be. He's not.
No idea.
I'm gonna fight him. I'll see. I know he's been working night shifts a lot. I don't know how flexible his schedule is at the moment.
Oh, gotcha.
But like, I don't know what RD does because I know he's like an art teacher. But like, I'm like, what are you doing night shifts for right now? Like, where are you?
I mean, it is
Where are you
still
working
technically
over the
summer break. Gotta have that job in the summer.
Yeah, exactly. Doing a bunch of like lines on this. I was looking at. I referenced just owls from Twin Peaks. Because his character is like a wizard or an owl that took over a wizard's body. And so it has the head of an owl, but just a human body. And so I was like, I'm just gonna look at Twin Peaks owls. And
Has there ever
Jade
been a
Lowder.
Twin Peaks comic? I don't think so.
I don't think so,
Huh.
dude.
But I would like a Twin Peaks comic.
I would love that.
Internet, hear my request.
Dude, I will make some Twin Peaks like fanfic comic. I'll 100% do that. And I didn't directly put Twin Peaks on Inktober, but I put David Lynch, so it's still. We're actually gonna rewatch Twin Peaks soon. I didn't finish The Return, but we're just gonna rewatch it all and then start The
It
Return again.
is tough to finish for sure.
It is, yeah. It's good. It's interesting. It's a lot though. Like, I don't know how far any of you guys got in that. I think we got to episode 11.
Oh, my wife and I finished it. We watched the whole thing.
Oh gosh, dude, it is. How was the experience for you? I'm curious.
You know, it was so long ago. I never rewatched stuff, so I'm trying to dredge my memory. But I don't know how far you got, but there is one episode that is entire, like, no spoken lines. It is
8.
all
That's
yeah.
episode 8.
Oh my god! And I was enraptured. Like I was glued to my seat watching that whole thing, and that is saying something for my attention span. You know.
Yeah, I feel that.
So I did love it as like cinematography. Cinematically, there's the word. Cinematically, yeah, definitely took my breath away. But if you asked me to try and parse any sort of thing from it, I would need to rewatch it again and take copious notes.
So I think it was 20. Man, when did the show come out? I guess 2017, 2018. I don't remember. I think it was Comic-Con 2018 in San Diego, or 2019, whenever the show was being aired at that time, you know. But they did a premiere of, I think, episode 9, which was right after that, and it's like, I hadn't finished watching Twin Peaks yet in general. I was like on season 2 in that weird awkward part, so it was taking me forever. And I go and see the season premiere, or the premiere of The Return, episode 9. And if you watch any of those episodes out of order and just dive into it, you're gonna be lost. But like diving into that season in particular at a random spot, like
Inscrutable.
I walked out of there and being like, I have no idea what I just witnessed on that screen, because some of those episodes you can't even describe. You know what I mean? Like they visited the house and then the universe kind of like opened up in front of them, and you know they saw. You know what I mean? Like, good luck. Trying to explain Dewey going through like the shoe part, you know, like where he opens the little thing and climbs through it and his shoes fall off. Like, that's how do you describe that scene? Insane.
Have you ever listened to David Lynch's music?
Yeah. Yeah, that's another journey. That guy just made anything he wanted, and I should have known all that because I saw Eraserhead first, you know. I can't watch Eraserhead. I hate Eraserhead. I only respect it because I've never finished watching a movie and felt so like disgusting in my life. And I was like,
Yes.
good job. Good job. You made me feel like I didn't know a movie could make me feel like this.
Yep.
Have you
It's
seen
I had.
gross.
Have you seen
Only
Incantation?
movie I've ever walked away from.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Has any-
I mean, I ended up watching it again later as I got older and more jaded. But yeah, I tried to watch it when I was 18 and I couldn't finish it.
Has
get
anybody
that.
seen Incantation yet?
Mm-mm.
No.
I think Incantation made me feel grosser than Eraserhead.
Oh, wow.
And I love Eraserhead, and I love Incantation. It's not Incantation isn't as artsy fartsy as Eraserhead, but that movie is scary. It's good.
What's crazy is I didn't before I even saw Eraserhead. There's this old show from like literally like 2000. I think it was on Fox back then, and it was a Seth Green show, I think.
hmm
But it's called Greg the Bunny.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Dude, you remember Greg the Bunny? Yeah,
I remember of it.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Like there was a whole segment where they would like spoof a movie, and they did like 2001 and a couple other ones, but like they did Eraserhead, and I remember watching that and being like, this episode isn't even funny, it's just creepy and I don't get it, like it makes no sense. And then like 10 years later I saw Eraserhead, and all I thought about was that Greg the Bunny episode. And I was like, fuck. Go YouTube that Greg the Bunny Eraserhead, and you'll see what I mean. But then I saw Blue Velvet next, and Mulholland Drive. I didn't like
Blue
Mulholland
Velvet was my
Drive.
first.
Oh, wow. That's a.
I mean, I watched Blue Velvet and I was just like, okay, I'm hooked. I need to watch everything
Yeah.
now.
Wild at Heart did that to me.
I haven't seen Wild at Heart yet. I need to.
It's not the best. It's just the first one I saw.
Mm. I haven't seen. What's the last one he did? Is it Inland Empire? I forgot. Have you guys seen his
It's
Dune?
something called The Straight Story, which I guess is nothing like his other work, though.
Oh, I gotta look into that.
A lot of people get mad about it, though, because it is nothing like his other work.
Saboteur
guys like-
Comics.
Go ahead, Brandon.
Oh, you're saying he says he's a. I use Higgins Black Magic for Pure Blacks. I've never heard of that ink before.
That's what they recommended when I was in art school.
Oh,
Higgins, yeah.
The Black Magic specifically.
Mm.
Do you guys like the like Italian horror stuff, like the giallo stuff? Like, have you seen Suspiria?
I have.
Oh, yeah.
No.
I haven't, but I wanted to. We just put it on our
Yeah.
list.
In my mind, all that stuff with like the bright colors and the surrealness, I think it's like the precursor to Midsommar. You know what I mean?
Ooh, I love
Yeah.
that.
That's the way I describe it, at least. It's not quite that, but it's like, I don't know.
I was doing an internet search for something, and like a list of like 30 most psychedelic movies came up, and that was on there.
Yeah, Suspiria is fantastic.
And the remake is good too. Actually, a lot of
Yes.
people don't like the remake, but I think the remake is great.
I like it. It's got some
I
scenes
like
that
both.
really go harder than the original, and
Yeah.
also the soundtrack. I mean, the original soundtrack is Goblin, and that's like pretty much perfect. But the new one was Tom York, and it was so good. The Tom York one was like just a different flavor, and both are fantastic. I think.
I think the witches are played up better in the remake.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I think they're both just really good, but I don't compare the two in my head. They're different enough.
Yeah, I totally get that. The Tilda Swinton part, and the fact that she's playing like multiple characters, and she plays like the old man in that movie too, like that's really good.
Saboteur, yeah. A lot of these, they're all on Tubi right now. I was just adding them all to my list recently. That's why I was like super hyped. I was like, I remember. I was just looking at Super 8. Dude, I am actually pretty happy with how this is coming out. Color Out of Space is on Tubi right now too. I don't know if you guys saw that Nick Cage movie.
Need to
Saw that
see.
on the theater.
It's one of my favorite Lovecraft adaptations.
Okay, I was going to ask if that was Lovecraft.
Yeah.
Have you
It's
seen?
so good.
Have you seen the Lovecraft manga?
No.
They just did Mountains of Madness.
Oh, my library has that. I gotta check it out.
The manga adaptations are very, very
They're
good.
insane.
All right, noted.
If you guys want a really good Lovecraft adaptation, straight up Providence by Alan Moore, like top tier, like what he gets into the historical aspect of it and how he explains it all. Basically, it's about this guy who basically was exploring like Lovecraft country, and then he met Lovecraft. And then told him about it, and Lovecraft is the one who wrote it all. But the dude went insane and everything, and it's just, I don't know. It's also it's brilliant. Like it's brilliant characterization. Like what he did with it. I highly recommend Providence if you guys haven't checked it out.
All right.
I always put that on my list for
it's on my
horror books.
list. He talks about that in his the BBC Maestro.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I bought that. He he got really in depth with that. He went into a lot of history. He even made sure like the weather was proper on certain days.
Yeah.
Find it and old weather reports from that time and stuff. And part of it was like he said something about like Lovecraft being a racist, and he's like, I'm not going to let that guy outright me.
Yeah. No, he like Lovecraft was against like everything, you know what I mean? Just like that dude was racist, he was like xenophobic, he was homophobic, and I know the character is like Jewish, and I think he is gay too. Yeah, he like did everything so that like it would just like freak Lovecraft out when he met him, because it was everything that Lovecraft like feared and like just disliked. So I kind of loved how Alan Moore played with like, oh, I'm gonna give everything this dude didn't like into one character that like actually experienced everything, and this person is like responsible for Lovecraft's fame. Like it's a good little twist on stuff.
I think it's because of that kind of stuff and like Lovecraft's legacy that I really respect the book, and then also the show Lovecraft Country.
Oh, so good.
Because it directly confronts like the blatant like racism and xenophobia in his work and stuff like that, and how that somehow always seems to get neglected in mega fans. And it's like, oh no, let's back it up.
Just makes me think of. I always think of David S. Pumpkins and the racism part of it.
Yeah.
Part of it.
Honestly. I mean, that's part of how things go. You know what I mean? Like, once I started learning more about Lovecraft, I was like, wow, this guy sucks. Yeah. I also, I've Sandman tattoos, so you just discover stuff after a while.
Truth.
Sandman season 2 was really good, though. For the record, I'm not gonna lie.
So just barf.
Season 1, I could not stand the bad CGI.
Oh, I could see that.
I blame Netflix for that, not anyone else. They have a habit of that. I went back.
Honestly, I think
episodes. I'm like, this looked better in my imagination.
for TV and gaming, I would go Good Omens, and then you're really just like talking about
Oh yeah.
Terry Pratchett, and
Yeah.
you got
Yeah.
Terry
It was
Pratchett.
done right. I loved
It's
it.
incredible.
So good. That first
They're,
season.
they're
I
only
only
gonna,
saw the
because
first season.
Neil Gaiman got canceled. They're only going to do a single episode now. They're going to do a third season, but it's going to be just like one movie.
Yep.
I heard that that's in limbo right now too.
Could be. Yeah, because it really should be out by now.
What's his face? One of the actors was being interviewed, and they're just like, honestly, I don't know what's going to happen with that. I don't know what the final decisions came to be after we did everything. Crazy.
That would
Crazy.
suck. If they just don't release it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it wouldn't be the first time that something has been like mostly filmed and everybody's been hyped about it, and then it just never ever sees the light of day.
Yeah.
Batgirl.
Dude, I would say, like,
Mhm.
I would have loved to see Batgirl still. Even if it was bad and I ripped on it, I'd be happy to see it. It would make me happy. Like, even if it was bad.
We'll at least get Coyote.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, I'm very excited about that.
I'm super hyped about that. Yeah, that was a win, dude. He was super upset that, he filmed
Mhm.
it, did all this stuff, and then they, like, just tossed it. That was just trash. And it looks genuinely great, like, even from the preview images and, like, stuff. Like, how could you do that?
I mean, honestly, I think we were talking about it someplace else. Catch up entertainment, man. I'm really impressed with the stuff that they've been putting out, and the fact that they're doing the Looney Tunes stuff. It's really, really cool.
Yeah, he said that the new movie was really good.
Yeah, it is. It actually felt like classic Looney Tunes instead of like where they try and like modern it up. It's just like, nope, they did just a great job, and it felt just like it used to.
Has anybody seen the Daffy Duck Porky Pig?
That's the one I'm talking about.
Oh, okay. I
The
still want to
David
see it.
Earth
I haven't seen it yet. It looks like a lot of fun.
It's great. It's incredible.
I was surprised how long it was too. It's like a full hour and a half, like 90 minutes. I forget that animated movies are like no longer just 60 minutes, like and it's so rare we get like, I don't know, maybe I could be not like overthinking it at the moment, but like modern animated movies, I can't pull any quick ones off the top of my head. Like, do you guys remember Fern Gully?
Yep.
Good ruled. It's on Tubi right now too.
Both Robin Williams and Tim Curry. Oof, such good stuff.
I did not realize Robin Williams was in that movie.
He's
Where's the
Batty.
bat?
Yep.
What? That's
My
wild.
name is Batty. My logic is erratic.
That's
Have
amazing.
you seen the movie Flow? With the
No.
cat that's in
Oh.
like a flood.
Oh yes, yes, I did.
Oh yeah, I know the one
That
you're
one,
talking about.
I saw the preview; it looked really good, but I just haven't seen it yet.
It's real impressive. Yeah, I wasn't sure how I was gonna take it. I wasn't sure what it was gonna be about, but no, it's really impressive. It was a fun watch. It didn't feel like it dragged or anything like that. Beautifully done. Music was phenomenal.
It's on my watch list. It's on my watch list for like 6 months.
I've got a couple of those, and I'm like, I really need to watch this.
Watching TV while I draw because it's really like, it really cuts into the quality of my artwork.
It depends what I'm watching. You know what I mean? Like, that's just, it has to be a bingeable-esque thing, or like Happy Gilmore 2. You know what I mean? Like something I could just not pay attention to.
Something you can listen to.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'll put on something I've already seen.
Right. 100%. Sitcoms are great for when you're drawing. I found out.
I'm getting old. It's hard to concentrate on more than one thing anymore.
I get that. Like this part, I'm trying to like just get this mapped out a little bit. I'm like insanely happy with the amount of ink I've thrown down. Dude, that nib pen rules. Not gonna lie, so happy with it. Such a good
Nice.
choice. That was some parts are a little like the ink kind of like spread a little differently than I wanted. Some of it I just gotta work on some control. But overall not bad.
Nice.
I'm definitely gonna have this inked up by at least by tomorrow if I don't finish this Dragon Head tonight. I got this whole book on coloring that the hi-fi what was it, Jade, that you told me to get the hi-fi
Yeah.
book for coloring or something?
The hi-fi coloring system. Yeah.
Yeah. Just start checking that out this week. Actually, I just like the mindset of coloring. Like when I interviewed David Lujan, he was like just like, oh, I started with 3 colors and I just worked from that until I was comfortable, and then I added on like 2 more, and I just kept on doing that until I got better with it. And I was like, dude, that's a pretty good way to approach it. It's feeling overwhelmed is where I get with coloring.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, I would just go back to color wheel. Just learn your color wheel.
Okay, teacher. No.
Yeah.
When in doubt, color wheel. Like sometimes it literally like you can get overwhelmed with it for sure. But if you know your color wheel and if you physically use one, like have a physical color wheel,
I'm gonna get one tattooed,
like, you
Jade.
can always solve a problem.
Keep one right next to your desk.
Yeah, exactly.
You know who actually does a lot of simple color schemes, like just a couple analogous or complementary or like 3 or 4 analogous colors is Mobius.
Yeah, totally.
Oh yeah.
Do a lot of like blue and orange.
I really like Dave Stewart's colors. I've always been a big fan of
yeah.
Dave Stewart. And just like how simple yet like elegant his solutions are. They never feel underworked and they never feel overworked. They feel just in that sweet spot.
Feel that. Yeah, no, Dave Stewart's amazing.
I had the Hildebrand brothers as teachers in my 3rd year of school, and that was too much. Like I couldn't keep up with them. It's a science to them. Like
That's so rad.
it's,
I think that's like, kind of like with music was like learning how to draw and doing some of this new stuff there's so much, it's kind of endless. You can kind of tackle anything and make progress in your craft. Oh, dude, I got way more done than I thought. That's kind of cool, though. I'm happy with this.
I might have to come back and spend more time on this one.
I think especially for just like a pinup for Artie, like pretty dope. Pretty dope. Just gonna add on some more blacks here with the brush. Then I'll do this dinosaur head after I eat some Thai food.
and then watch Alien Earth.
Yeah, probably watch Alien Earth. If not, no, I might save it for the weekend. I want to like watch it and enjoy it and pay attention. I'm tired.
That's
I had a
fine.
day today.
Is the whole thing out, or is it?
Just the first 2 episodes. It's gonna be an weekly releases.
You know how many episodes are in the season?
Right?
Let's say like 8. Just gonna throw 8 out there,
Sounds about right.
right?
I heard a rumor that like basically all the replicants in Blade Runner, like when they talk about how they were at war and stuff like that, it's going to be that war.
They're
What?
kind of leading up to that. I mean, it was always teased that Blade Runner and Alien was the same universe. So they're
Fascinating.
They're definitely teasing it.
Yeah, that end speech Rucker Hauer gives as he's dying, like about all the attack ships on fire and all that stuff. It's supposed to be
Oh.
replicants at war with the xenomorphs.
I could see that.
Wow.
I could totally see it.
Not a spoiler alert. It's just a rumor.
But hey, yeah, no, I've heard about that same universe stuff, but it's interesting how he's doing continuity in that sense, possibly. And I think that's kind of cool. Like he's sticking to like the OG purpose or timeline that they were going off of. It's like screw the last 20 years. The first 2 are all that mattered. I think I've only seen Alien 3 once.
Oh,
Alien 4 I've definitely only seen once. Robert Perlman's in that movie. It's such a trip.
I had high hopes for that. It was terrible.
It's so bad.
But I love City of Lost Children. That's one of my favorite movies ever.
Yeah. What's kind of that's why I like Romulus. They kind of took that. Well, they didn't mean to apparently either. The director realized it like after when his like daughter was watching it or something. But basically like took all like elements like from Alien 4 and these other movies and kind of did it good with that last like humanoid xenomorph.
Yeah.
I really liked Romulus for so much. There was maybe a couple of things that were like, I don't know, but the whole like world building that like you got to see more of like what life was like on some of the colonies and stuff. So
Yeah.
cool. Because just on a podcast last night, we were talking about the exact same thing.
Oh, dude, that sheep character is so cool.
Oh, thanks.
Like the little outfit. So it was very Doctor Who-ish, to be honest, like with the blue hat and all that.
In preparation, I was looking through a bunch of menswear Instagram, so I'm pretty sure this is from Drake's lookbook.
Amazing.
Not the artist Drake, the clothing line Drake. Just to
be real clear about this.
Just to be super clear about this.
Whoa. All right, cool. Yeah, dude, I finished this first part of it. I'm pretty hyped to start this Dragon Head. But we're also entering the closure of our show here. Dude, this has been a good evening. Russ, dude, thank you for coming to hang out with us, man.
Hey, thank you so much. It's been a blast.
Yeah, and so you're in the chat whenever you want to come on, come hang out, get some work done. We will be here grinding away every Thursday night. You're always more than welcome.
Love
So
it,
just
love it.
Let us know. A lot of people have been jumping on, being like, "I have a deadline or I have a project I got to do," so I'll definitely hang out for 2 hours while I knock out this. So, dude, yeah, it's been a blast. And whenever you wanna, if you're ever doing anything or need any help with CWS stuff, feel free to reach out to me too. More than happy to help with any of that type of stuff. But why don't you give a little shout out to anything you have upcoming, where we can find your work, where we can find you, just and the hot ones, this camera. Let us know what you're up to.
Yeah. Like I said, I got Eau Claire coming up and FallCon, as well as I'll be at Insert Name Zine Fest on the 23rd of this month. Like I said, Ninja Penguin getting it printed shortly, so it would be cool to have it for Eau Claire, but I will definitely have it for FallCon. And yeah, otherwise you can find me on Instagram and Blue Sky. I'm just at Doodlehoff.
Perfect. Awesome, dude. Love that. Thank you, Brandon DePillis, for bringing this guy over to the Building crew. Super hyped. Carl, why don't you go next?
Okay. I think I finished.
Oh, dude, that is epic.
Oh, nice.
Very cool.
After
Man, damn. Those gun angles are pretty dope.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm done. I'm done drawing guns. I don't want to draw guns anymore. Glad we did this all together. I did 3 tours in Afghanistan. I don't want to draw guns anymore.
Oh, yeah, I feel that. Yeah, makes sense there.
Yeah, and I thought I'd have big news. I'm getting a graphic novel published.
Ooh,
By an
Hey.
international company, but I read the fine print on the email, and so I basically, by responding to the email, I signed a non-disclosure agreement. So I will talk more about it later.
yeah, dude, love to promote that. Anything we could do that keep us posted. That's super exciting. Congrats on that. What a win. But Carl, it's always good having you on. Always great looking at your pencil work, dude. Jesus, it's always just mind blowing. But thanks for being on tonight, man. Always
I better than
appreciate
you.
you.
My girlfriend's coming home. The dogs are going nuts.
Jade, why don't you
Yeah.
show us what you're working on? And
Yeah, so I got did this little, move it towards the camera a little bit better. Little image of me and a chest burster, and some hot dogs and some diner food, which is fun. I guess maybe I always think of a diner, maybe thanks to Spaceballs. But yeah.
oh god, yeah.
Currently, in terms of promotion, is the Kickstarter. It's a horror show for the Specimen, which is live now on Kickstarter. It's running for another 13 days, so just a little under 2 weeks. And yeah, I'll be jumping on different podcasts and stuff to talk about the book and where the inspiration came from and all that kind of cool stuff. But yeah, head on over to Kickstarter. Super appreciate any level of support. And any sharing on the social medias or whatnot, I'm super grateful for all that stuff. So yeah, that's the bigs right now is that Kickstarter.
Love it. I'm gonna start doing some short Kickstarter crowdfunding interviews for CWS. So we got to get you. You'll probably be one of the first people I do that. So we'll get that rolling. Jade, always a blast, dude. Thanks for everything. Super hyped for upcoming stuff. Can't wait to hang in Baltimore, and I'll probably talk to you tomorrow. So
yeah. Sounds good,
Max, you've been lettering for 2 hours. That's fun.
Yeah, and I have been lettering more and more and more, and I still have more to do. But I'm doing sheets and sheets of hand lettering of my side of interviews with other creators for a fanzine that I'm putting out.
Nice.
Which more on that later. But I did end up finishing this page too. So.
Oh, dude, that's sick. Oh, is that your
Excellent.
Yeah. This is all done.
Oh, dude, that's epic.
Yeah,
I love that.
So yeah, you can. I've just been plugging away at future projects. On the It's a Horror Show Kickstarter, you can pick up bubbles through like the AC pack or something.
Yeah, you can.
Which here, let me pull out my copy. Neon horror book, the first ever book that I did with Milo, my partner, and yeah, I don't think this is available pretty much anywhere. So if you want it, you can get it through Jade's Kickstarter.
Boom! There you go. That's a good. That's a excellent reason to back it, if any at all.
Yeah.
Get
Yeah,
bubbles.
which is something I'm trying to work on changing for all my stuff is, make it easier for people to get it. But yeah, if you want it, first place you can get it right now is through Jade's Kickstarter.
Yeah. I love it, dude. I knocked out. I did this. Did a cool little wizardy owl.
Nice.
You have to have the owl.
I love the feathers, the little cross hatching feathers. It
Nice. Thank you.
looks great.
And then I did the big ol' Batman-likey cape. Drew that dragon head right there. I inked that up right now. But yeah, fun stuff. Fun stuff. Super hyped to. I love some openness to like add to really play with the color when I get to coloring it. So we'll see how it comes out. But
Awesome.
yeah, check out our global comic store. We're gonna be at Baltimore Comic Con. I'm organizing a bunch of plans for that. We're doing a bunch of cool stuff there. I'll have new content coming out with interviews and some book overviews and whatnot. Doing like 20 things at once right now. It's super rad. Our print on demand just made a giant leap in progress, so we'll have some new announcements there with closer to a target date when that's going to go live on global and capabilities overall. So, and then the prices are going down a little bit, so I'm pretty hyped. And I think everyone will be hyped once they see that. So good stuff there. Don't forget to check out ApolloCityComics.com. Go eat some Thai food. Thank you guys.
Thank you.